right. What do we got in ghost news tonight? In the old world of the paranormal.
Ghosts are whack, dude. You got a convincing picture for me tonight? Seriously.
Not really.
Come on.
Definitely not.
We do have some ghost news, though.
Sure do.
What is this fucking robot thing? Robot makes you feel like there's a ghost behind you? That sounds lame.
They
That's really stupid. What is this?
they figured out where the part of your brain is that causes you to quote unquote feel a presence. Mm-hmm. So just
that's
like
a weird
that.
thing.
I bet
A lot
they
of people
have
talk
because
about-
that's what sleep paralysis achieves.
But a lot of people talk about like, oh, I felt like I was being watched. And for the life of me, I have racked my brain to try to understand what it feels like to feel like you're being watched. I don't know what that is. Do you?
You don't have that? I
No.
have that for sure.
I feel like you're being watched, dude. If I thought that I was capable of that feeling, I would feel it 24 hours a day because I'm a paranoid schizophrenic, and that would never work out for me.
I don't think that's what they're meaning.
I don't
Have
think
you
that-
ever had like sleep paralysis where you feel there's an entity there?
No, but I know people who have.
Me.
But I know other people too. But I've had sleep paralysis. It's fucking horrible. It's terrifying.
So-
but I've
It's
never had it. I know that
fucking
it's
terrifying.
I know it's very common to have other
Entities
entities
there.
and like and a lot of people say even like it's not even that you see anything. It's just it's there. So it's like,
they won't show themselves, but it's like the scariest ever.
Well, the feeling is the fact that you don't get that feeling is actually probably good, because it usually occurs in people who have brain conditions like epilepsy, stroke, migraine, and tumors. However, it occurs in healthy people. It also
oh brother. Go ahead.
it also occurs in healthy people fairly regularly, but it's caused by confusion of where your information is coming from. So usually what happens is a signal starts in your limbs or in your hands, and somewhere between it sending from your fingers into your brain.
And your thyroid plays a joke and is like, let's tell the brain this is a ghost.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. So your
I
brain
could
like
switch it
doesn't
up on 'em.
understand. It's like you have a disassociation with the signals and where they're coming from, and so your brain interprets them as coming from somewhere outside of your body, which is why you get a feeling with nothing there, because it's actually coming from your own nervous system.
You're fired.
Yeah, you're ruining ghosts.
Well, that's just how this robot makes you feel a ghost.
Okay. So that's
How
some
much
fucking
is
weird,
how much is the robot?
How much did somebody spend making this weird idea of a robot? Like, if somebody asked me to design a robot for some kind of use, do you know how many thousands of ideas I would go through before I thought of a robot that makes you feel like there's a ghost around?
And you know that
Did
you know that robots are only really around for doing one thing, and that would be the one thing.
Serving people.
No, I mean
Yeah.
that would be the one thing that they were doing if you built something like that.
Yeah, that robot doesn't have
Weird.
any other functions. All it does is make you feel a ghost.
Each robot does one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're a robot each. Yeah.
Come on. So what the fuck is this person
So-
who designed this? What the fuck is their problem?
There is no information about why they wanted to do this, but it was all about understanding why the presence is felt and where that occurs in the brain. So there's a bunch of really long scientific words that explain where in the brain it happens, but basically this robot just sends a mixed up sensory signal to your brain that makes you feel like there's a robot or that there's a ghost. Also, you probably feel like there's a robot
That sounds
because there is a robot.
that sounds really good. I would also love a robot that would scramble my brain up to make me feel ways.
Yeah.
What?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, it's a
Is that what
weird.
you said?
So you know what that's indicative of, though, is that there's probably a lot of technology that's very sophisticated that can do very fucking nuanced things to your brain that we don't know about that could be used against us in a lot of ways, I'm sure, huh?
Yeah, and be incredibly manipulative to the point where you would think that the thoughts are occurring to yourself without
Yeah.
an outside
That's
force.
fucking scary,
Because
huh?
that's exactly what this is doing. This is
Wow.
tricking your brain into thinking that your body is sending a signal that your brain interprets as outside of your body.
So right now this technology requires you to be hooked up to it in this model, but who knows what's out there. See, now this is what's been leaked to the consumer level at this point. And this is one guy's fucking invention, right? But
Yeah. But the next step is
the
going to be to make it
technology
smaller.
involved has to be more developed somewhere behind the scenes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I'm sure that we're just looking at the tip of the iceberg of what's going on with fucking manipulating your perception, right?
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
the fuck, dude?
And it works so well that participants would be blindfolded and put into a room, and then they would say, okay, now there's one person in the room with you.
Tell us when you feel a ghost.
Now there's 2 people in there. Okay, now did anybody leave? Did anybody come into the room? And they could very, very consistently convince people that there were people in the room with them when there were only robots in the room.
Were they getting the answers right when the machine was not activated, though? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Because I would guess that's probably one of those fucking things where people
No,
think,
I get it.
people think they have psychic
playing off
intuition,
that
but, like,
weird fear. Of
most
that.
psychics in that situation would probably have like a 1 in 4 success rate, I think, is average. So, like, what, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it sounds like a weird study.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sounds like a goofy study.
I think it was more...
That was
Yeah,
like
I
a
don't know.
stepdad raping somebody.
It also said that the presence was so disconcerting for 2 of the participants that they had to stop the experiment. That it was just like so disorienting and it felt so strong.
So who made this fucking thing?
You know what? When I do experiments,
It
and
just
then there's
says
and then
researchers.
there's clear
Yeah.
evidence. Listen, when I do experiments on something that's fucking kind of crazy, and something crazy happens, I just stop doing the experiment on it because I wasn't there to learn that in the first place, was I? Sounds ridiculous. That sounds ridiculous.
Let's see. A team led by
You didn't get that?
No.
You didn't understand that?
Olaf Blanc.
Whatever.
Olaf Blanc.
Yeah.
Is he Russian or what is that? German? Some shit.
French.
Oh, those guys
Whatever.
are the
Go. What is he?
worst.
Who is he? What does he do?
He's a scientist. He's a scientist that got a bunch of money to study this, but he thinks that it can help understand schizophrenic hallucinations. So like they
Wow,
can take
okay.
this area of the brain and map from there where schizophrenic hallucinations come from because
Put him on the future guest list. I want this guy. Seriously. I'd love to talk to this guy.
He sounds really hot.
I'd like to test some of his scientific theories
Me
against
too.
my knowledge of science.
Word.
We'll see if he really knows his shit.
Call
you
him
know
up.
what I mean?
Call him up.
Call him up. Get him on the
Call
phone.
him up.
All right. What else about this fucking guy?
That's it.
All right.
That's all I got.
Did you call him yet? Call him right now.
We had another.
So can you call him right now? Can she call him right now?
Do you have any?
No.
Do you have any other thoughts on this fucking? On this dude? What do you think about this? Where could this lead? I'm thinking it has obvious implications in like mind control technology.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
Like,
It's real creepy.
that's what I would like to talk to this guy
I
about. 'cause
implied
he's
that
probably-
all of
he's-
them.
He's probably going off of other studies and fuck. I mean, he doesn't start from nowhere. He developed this off of some shit that already had to fucking exist.
Yeah.
So there's definitely a lot more than is being talked about, in this development of mind control shit. What else we got for ghosts? Oh, we got an old story.
The Haunted Island.
We got an old story, but I thought it was cool. Our intern Lolo found it, and I said, let's fucking talk about it because we missed this when it happened, I guess.
What is it?
A haunted island near Venice. Venice. Dude, I'm fucking.
Hey,
my
man.
eyes are not good. I'm concentrating hard. I'm
No,
sorry.
concentrating hard on the eyes not good. You're
haunted,
an idiot.
Haunted island near Venice. What is it? Lido sells for 513,000. Fucking some weird symbol.
Franks, motherfucker.
That's lira.
No, it's euros. It's euros. It's euros. It's euros.
Buyer, I know. Buyer open to ideas for tiny island of Poveglia, once home to dying plague victims, asylum inmates, and other tortured spirits.
I always wanted to own an island like that
So,
too.
dude, this guy bought this haunted ass island.
Why,
I mean,
what are you gonna buy an island? You're gonna buy a haunted ass island?
Fuck
What
yeah,
the fuck?
dude.
Are you an idiot?
fuck yeah, that's cool. So,
Come on.
and he bought the whole island for what does that convert?
you can't just buy half the island.
What does that convert to? Is that what's a euro to a dollar these days?
Euro's like 176 or some shit.
Is $1.76 is €1?
Yeah.
Probably around there, yeah.
Okay,
$1.50
so I mean,
to
so
$2.
shit, this guy's getting up towards $1 million on this.
Word.
Yeah, but for a whole island, $1
Yeah.
million. I mean, there are
Well, you know,
mansions.
you
for
You have
more
to
than
buy
that.
you can't just buy half island. Of course he bought the whole island.
You can't buy half an island.
Why do you guys keep saying for the whole island?
Put a fence up.
The motherfucker bought an island. That means the whole island.
You buy half an island and your neighbor just sucks.
Yeah.
Just fucking
Yeah.
put a big fence up. Just have feuds.
Build a wall.
What is this? Luigi Brugnaro opens an employment agency. Who owns an employment agency? Top the bidding, and he got the fucking place. What do we know about this guy? What is his whole thing? Is he some kind of weirdo like us who likes ghost stories and shit?
Probably not. He probably saw a good deal and just
He
went
probably is
for
gonna
it.
tear everything down and develop some fucking real estate community. He's gonna develop some fucking condo community or some shit. You know what I mean?
Who is this guy? Hey, Vinny.
It's been abandoned since the 1960s. The island it has several dilapidated buildings, including a church, a hospital, an asylum, and a prison. This place is fucking paradise to people like us.
Yeah, it's like
This would be
super
fucking
haunted.
amazing, dude. This is awesome, dude.
You guys probably like my house.
Why? Where do you live?
Well, it's a place similar to that with that kind of background and shit.
Oh yeah. What goes on over there?
Next week on the Sunday Evening Overdose.
What? Your house is all fucked up?
Everything's all fucked up in my house, and it's all weird. And like,
It used to be an asylum.
the last 4 people that lived there died like dope.
Well, that just means that like the person that owns the house knows a lot of drug addicts.
Yeah, but now I'm there. It's like
Well, see, that's
fresh meat.
You're getting confused. That's not a curse. That's rampant drug addiction in a certain socioeconomic demographic. That's different. You know that. So let's
You know what you are?
what's that? A
You're-
smart motherfucker?
no,
Way too
no,
smart.
yes.
Way too smart guy. Good looking guy.
Oh yeah, you're
fucking,
way too smart.
Way too
You're
smart.
way
Good
too
looking for
smart.
my own good kind of guy.
You're way too smart.
What are you going
You're
for?
way too
I know that's
smart.
what you were gonna say. The island has been abandoned since the 1960s. It's got all this cool ass shit on it, dude. An
It's
asylum.
got some.
It's got everything, but when I said Vinny earlier, be quiet. Where's the fucking booze? Can I have a little bit more?
Let's keep going here. The state
Can I?
agency-
It's got like a really traumatic history too. It was used as a quarantine area during the bubonic plague, where basically they just sent people to die and then get burned in big giant piles of burning stuff. And then it was a psychiatric hospital. Then there was a doctor in the 30s that did like crazy ass torture experiments on
Really?
people in the
Let's
psychiatric.
talk about that. Because that went on in like every fucking asylum in the world.
Yeah.
And that fascinates me. What the hell was this guy up to?
Well, I don't have details yet, but he did then kill himself. He jumped off of the island's bell tower, claiming that he had been driven mad by the ghosts that were there. So there's a bunch of crazy ass stuff that happened there. Let me find out about his experiments.
So this guy was just.
But
Yeah, go ahead.
it is the island is considered one of the most haunted places in the entire world.
Oh yeah, that's that gets said a lot.
So the
about a
guy
lot of
who's
places.
the guy who's looking to buy it, or I don't know if the deal hasn't gone completely through yet, actually. But the guy who's looking to buy it wants to build a luxury hotel on the island. Wants to
So he's gonna demolish that shit.
knock it all down and build a big
Fucking dick, dude.
You want to
Why-
build?
How would you? Here's what I'm saying. You buy that fucking island, leave it as is. All you do is you buy a fucking ferry, okay? And after you're done fucking him in the ass and getting blowjobs from him, you buy a boat that'll go back and forth between your island and the mainland. You know what I'm talking about? And
Right.
nobody. Jesus
No,
Christ.
check it out.
All right, so you buy a ferry.
If you
okay?
can buy,
Listen,
go ahead.
and then you just charge. You go, hey, you want to come to my haunted island? It's $10. You get to go over here for an hour. I take you back after that. If you get fucking lost and left on the island, I release the fucking crocodiles. That's how it goes. You know what I mean? I got
Yeah.
crocodiles in fucking giant nets hanging over the thing. And when somebody tries to fuck with me, I release shitloads of crocodiles from the sky. But beyond that, you
if
just
they
leave
know
the
you
thing.
can do that, they won't double cross you.
Yeah, and you just leave the thing like it fucking is, dude. I would pay you No, $100. I'd give you $100 for that, wouldn't you? If you're in the area, you're like, hey, what kind of tourist things are there? Oh, there's this fucking haunted island with all these abandoned, like, prison and all this shit going on. Fuck yeah, dude. He wants to build a luxury hotel that'll probably be hot for a minute.
I'm glad
and
I've
then
been there.
fail
And you guys
eventually.
haven't. I'm glad I've been there, and you guys haven't. It's kind of making me feel good.
The doctor was performing like experimental lobotomies, searching for a cure for insanity. It was during that time.
Oh, yeah.
So let's see. Hand
I like
drills,
the
chisels,
search for a
hammers.
That was
This
during that.
guy's just going nuts, crazy. Let's find a cure.
It was the period where the most sadistic, insane people on the planet tried to cure insanity. That
Yeah.
was
This
Now, there
guy
is-
hears stuff and just like.
There is an interesting story from one of the nurses who was working when he killed himself, which is that he threw himself from the top of the bell tower and landed on the ground, and he was still alive. She saw him like writhing around in pain, and she claims that a mist rose out from the ground and choked him to death.
That was Freddy Krueger.
It was his own
That
soul.
was Freddy. No,
It was all the souls of his tortured.
It was Freddy Krueger. dude.
I read it more as his own soul is like, dude, you're taking too long to die. Let's
Yeah.
go. He jumps out.
This sucks.
It's like fucking Tony Soprano
sounds-
to his cousin. Just
That
like,
sounds whacked out crazy.
You son of a bitch. Hold your hand over his mouth.
And
Fucking going out and Christopher, you let me down. Christopher. Sorry.
there's also like a bizarre phenomenon. They burned an estimated 160,000 bodies as a result of the plague. And even to this day, every once in a while, the waves uncover charred bones that have been like underground but have eroded.
Damn,
The
they were
ground has
fucking people
eroded
up.
away.
Well,
yeah.
Again, dude, I can't tell you enough how fascinating it is how much murder these places got away with and sadistic experimentation. I mean, we've got within a fucking 40-minute drive from us a place we've talked about, the place that me and the Earthling here visited. And we looked up the numbers, and they were claiming at one time that like about 140 people a month were escaping, and none of these people were ever seen or heard from again.
We found their
and
government restricted fucking
We found the fucking
what do you call it?
we found out in the fucking woods
Infirmary or whatever you call it. What do you call it?
We saw this old smokestack, fucking crematory thing.
Yeah,
We saw
crematory,
this
and it
old
said,
smokestack.
"Do
We
not
went out
enter,
there,
not
dude.
open to the public. You will be prosecuted." Blah blah blah.
We just
he's
parked
like,
on the
just
fucking-
he's like,
we're
just
just like-
pull.
No, dude,
no.
I'm like,
I
we
was
can-
like, dude, are you sure? He's like, just pull over right there on the road. Nobody ain't gonna do shit. We're gonna go check this out.
I was like, we came all the way out here. We can't fucking
Yeah.
pussy out. Like, and you pretty much just had to park on the side of a
Tell the
fucking,
rest of it.
a giant road. We go out there, dude. It's just a crematory that's like still. I don't know if like other people have been lighting fires in there, but like all the fucking body places were just still just like full of soot and shit. You know,
That
And
was
it
a
was
crem-
like
that was a
it was an
crematory.
incredibly heavily used. You could tell. You know, it was like
It was a
just black
smokestack
on
in the
inside.
middle of a fucking field.
It was
that
a-
had a
and
basement.
it had a bunch of
for
fucking-
burning like 4 bodies at once.
And it was like coffin-sized fucking things,
Yeah.
you know, like drawers, burning drawers, whatever.
We
It was-
were in, dude. That was
Ew.
so and
wild.
we also read though at the time that they were admittedly losing a shitload of patients that would die there, and they would cremate them a lot. But they were also saying that 140 people a month or something were escaping. Remember that? That's fucking hilarious. They were.
And we're
just
talking
fucking-
about Mantino.
They were Mantino in Illinois.
right
is
in
what we're
Illinois.
talking about,
That facility that was.
So this was going on all over. That's fucking 40 minutes away from us. That's the first place we've ever been to. We just looked into it and found like the most disgusting, crazy history you could possibly imagine.
Yeah.
You know? Those fucking asylums, man. Holy shit. All right. Well, I guess that's the ghost news.
Ghost news.
Dude,
What would you? What?
I want somebody to run up with a brick that's glowing with lights and says, "I got it. I got one." I'm not satisfied until we fucking
A
caught
brick that's glowing with lights.
them. Like a fucking ghost trap, dude.
Ghost trap.
A ghost
No.
trap. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
that's-
you know,
I'm not satisfied till we catch them.
here's
I
the
want to
thing.
catch them all.
If it was like that, then ghosts would just be like a rare animal that you know exists. You know, the reason we're so interested
That's how
in
I
it.
want it to be, though.
Well, it can't be like that.
I gotta catch them all. Ghost them on.
The
Gotta catch them all. Ghost
the
them
reason
on.
that the shit is so compelling is because you can't quite grasp it, because there's thousands and thousands of reports. Bigfoot, fucking UFOs, ghosts, whatever we're gonna talk about is so compelling because of that very fucking notion, because you just can't get a fucking grasp.
Well, here's
of
the
it.
thing.
You know,
I
like-
hate ghosts unless I get to talk to them for several minutes about like what they're doing. I mean, You know what I'm saying?
Ghosts are usually pretty selfish.
Yeah, I know.
Dicks. Like, sitting around bothering people just because you can't move on. Fucking faggots. Remember that one ghost I got really pissed off at? That was like that lady from like the 1600s that goes around like pulling on people's
What
shirts.
was
Oh, yeah.
she
Shut up, you
thinking?
fucking idiot.
Seriously.
Get
God.
a fucking
Get over
hobby.
it.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Sick of you.
Sick of you ghosts. All right.
Look, up in the sky.